Nobody likes a hypocrite. Well, unless you are one. How can you tell if someone really is who they say they are? Jesus said, beware of fakes. Good morning and welcome to 755 Live. For about 5 minutes, you'll hear all about easy to remember soundbite versions of what Jesus said. And the point is to help you experience life to the fullest the Jesus way. Today's Jesus Said comes from Matthew 7. We'll be reading from verses 15 through 20, reading in the NLT version today, where Jesus said, beware of false prophets who come disguised as harmless sheep, but are really vicious wolves. You can identify them by their fruit, that is, by the way they act. Can you pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? A good tree produces good fruit, and a bad tree produces bad fruit. A good tree can't produce bad fruit, and a bad tree can't produce good fruit. So every tree that does not produce good fruit is chopped down and thrown into the fire. Yes, just as you can identify a tree by its fruit, so you can identify people by their actions. Jesus said, beware of fakes. And I think one of the points that Jesus is making here is that words aren't enough. It takes acting on the truth. The context here, right before Jesus said this in Matthew 7:14, he was talking about that the gateway to life is very narrow, and there are few that find it. That road is difficult. And then immediately after this, he talks about not everyone that calls out, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven. Only those who actually do the will of the Father in heaven will enter. And he says, there's going to be many that say, hey, we did all these things, cast out devils in your name. And he's going to say, I never knew you, because the actions didn't line up with the heart. Words aren't enough. Beware of fakes. It's not what you say that makes you a Jesus follower. It's the following part. It's easier to talk the talk than it is to walk the walk. But be careful. Good words and profound teaching aren't enough. What about actions? Are they humble? Are they kind and compassionate? Is who you're listening to, do they love their enemies? Are they concerned for the poor, the needy, the sick, and the hurting? You see, transformation is not just about information. The good news isn't about information. It's about transformation, a changed heart. And a changed heart changes not only your actions, but your motives and your intentions. And Jesus said, be careful. You can tell what kind of tree it is by its fruit. And so you can identify people by their actions. You can't do the right thing the wrong way. Bitterness, judgment, pride. You can't hide these things with words. Eventually, the fruit will come out. Look for the kind of fruit that looks and sounds like Jesus. Where are the false prophets today? Jesus said, beware of false prophets. Well, I think that Paul, in his writing to his protege Timothy, tells us what to watch out for as well. 2 Timothy 4:3, Paul predicted, for a time is coming when people will no longer listen to sound and wholesome teaching. They will follow their own desires and will look for teachers who will tell them whatever their itching ears want to hear. Be careful who you're listening to, what information you are taking in. Does the fruit of their lives look like the commands of Jesus? Because that's how we tell what the tree is really made of. It's the fruit. Jesus said, beware of fakes. How can you put that into action today? Thank you so much for listening. If this is meaningful to you, it really means a lot to me if you like it, if you would share this. Really appreciate those of you who comment and let me know that this is important to you. I hope that you have an amazing day, and I hope this time together has helped you live life to the fullest, the Jesus way. And remember, follow Jesus today. Love first.